2023, Ferrari returned to the 24 Hours of Le Mans after 50 years away. Their victory wasn't a coincidence, but the results of a systematic lean transformation. Lean thinking became the foundation of their comeback. Endurance racing is lean in its purest form. The race never stops, the car never rests, and inefficiency is punished immediately. Every second saved in the pits or every failure prevented becomes a competitive advantage. At Le Mans, weaknesses are exposed instantly, which is why Ferrari needed a perfect flowing, waste-free system that could run uninterrupted for 24 hours. To build such a system, Ferrari first defined what value really meant to them. It wasn't top speed for a single lap, it was reliability, consistency, predictable performance, and error-free pit execution. A car that maintains a strong pace for 24 hours creates a far more value than one that is fast but fragile. So Ferrari shifted its mindset from outright speed to stable long-term performance. And with that understanding, Ferrari mapped the entire value stream required to win: the engineering of the 499P, simulation cycles, race preparation, pit operations, and live telemetry. They analyzed each step for delays and defects, as well as inefficiency, and by optimizing the whole flow, they built a system where value moves smoothly from start to finish. The first barrier they identified early was overprocessing. Hypercar regulations can push teams to over-engineer solutions that add complexity but not value. Ferrari reversed this trend by simplifying components and removing unnecessary features. Fewer parts meant fewer failures, faster diagnosis, and a more reliable car capable of surviving the entire 24-hour race. That same mindset extended to the pits. Every movement of every mechanic was analyzed. Tool placement, tire routing, positions around the car, they were all redesigned to eliminate wasted motion and recognizes the garage. And optimizing tool locations created pit stops that were smoother, faster, and far more consistent under pressure. But even the best movements lose value if decisions are slow, so Ferrari tackled waiting waste by tightening communication loops between drivers, engineers, strategists, and the data room. Weather changes and slow zone, tire calls, and hybrid deployment decisions were made within seconds. This reduction in waiting time allowed the team to stay ahead of race dynamics rather than reacting to them. Defects were another critical focus. In racing, a defect can end a race, whether it's a mechanical failure, a fueling mistake, or a miscommunication. And Ferrari used root cause analysis on every issue identified during testing, treating each one as a symptom of a deeper process problem. Instead of accepting errors, they eliminated the causes before the race day. And beyond the car itself, Ferrari reduced transportation waste across its global operations. Racing at Le Mans requires moving cars, parts, and equipment around the world. By optimizing packaging methods, tightening logistics planning, and reducing unnecessary movements, Ferrari decreased delays and lowered transport risk and ensured everything arrived exactly when and where it was needed. Even data can become a form of waste. Modern racing generates an overwhelming volume of telemetry, but more isn't always better. Ferrari applied lean principles to limit overproduction by focusing only on actionable data: tire temperatures, brake wear, hybrid deployment, and fuel trends. Reducing information overload made decisions cleaner, faster, and more precise. This reduction also extended into physical inventory. Carrying too many spare parts or tire sets complicates operations, and Ferrari implemented a just-in-time approach based on simulations and testing, preparing only to the components that truly added value. With less clutter and cleaner structure, the garage functioned more efficiently without sacrificing safety or preparedness. At the human level, Ferrari embraced another core lean principle: fully utilizing team talent. Everyone from engineers to mechanics to drivers was encouraged to identify inefficiency and propose improvements. This constant flow of ideas created a competitive edge rooted in thousands of tiny optimizations that competitors often overlooked. Standardization. Every pit stop followed an identical sequence practiced hundreds of times. Driver changes, fueling, tire swaps, and cleaning became predictable routines. Standardized work removed variability, ensuring that pit stops were flawless, and even at 3 in the morning under enormous pressure they could be done flawlessly. To make that consistency possible, Ferrari implemented 5 S's inside the garage. Tools were sorted, organized, cleaned, standardized, and maintained with discipline. The workspace resembled a surgical environment where nothing was ever misplaced and mechanics could react instantly. This level of structure eliminated confusion and supported error-free execution. Meanwhile, continuous improvements were driven by PDCA cycles. Between the 2023 and 2025 races, Ferrari repeatedly planned improvements, tested them in simulations and long-run sessions, checked the data, and acted by implementing the most effective solutions. This rapid iteration allowed the 499P program to evolve faster than rival teams. Alongside the PDCA, Ferrari applied Kaizen, micro-improvements made daily. They refined airflow, optimized cockpit ergonomics, streamlined belt locking, improved cooling, and perfected hybrid deployment. Each improvement was small on its own, but together they generated meaningful performance gains across the 24 continuous hours of racing. To maintain clarity during the race, Ferrari relied heavily on visual controls. Dashboards displayed color-coded alerts for tire degradation, brake temperatures, hybrid limits, and fuel windows. These visual signals acted like unknown systems in lean factories, instant, unambiguous communication that prevented misunderstandings during critical moments. Finally, Ferrari embraced Gemba, the practice of going where value is created. Engineers monitored the car trackside rather than relying only on screens, and by observing behavior in real time, listening for unusual sounds, and analyzing corner dynamics directly, they spotted issues early and prevented them from escalating during the race.
The centennial celebration of the 24 Hours of Le Mans, the 100th anniversary, is won by Ferrari!
All of these lean improvements translated directly into performance. Ferrari won Le Mans in 2023 upon the return, repeated it in 2024 and once again in 2025. Their cars became more reliable, pit errors nearly disappeared, and strategic execution became one of the strongest in endurance racing. Lean thinking turned Ferrari into a dominant force. In the end, they proved that lean thinking isn't limited to factories or production lines. It can thrive in environments of extreme pressure and high speed like endurance racing.